There is a cruel irony in life that almost everyone experiences, but few understand. It is a psychological paradox that governs our relationships, our careers, and our happiness. The paradox is this: the more you want something, the more it eludes you. The harder you chase, the faster it runs. We see this in dating. The desperate lover who texts too much, calls too often, and seeks constant reassurance is almost always rejected. We see this in business. The salesman who needs the commission to pay his rent reeks of desperation, and the client walks away. We see this in the search for respect. The man who tries too hard to impress everyone ends up being the laughingstock of the group. Society tells you to care. It tells you to fight for what you want. It tells you that persistence is the key. But dark psychology reveals a different truth. The truth is that detachment is power. When you stop caring, you start attracting. When you are willing to walk away, you become the negotiator with the upper hand. When you detach from the outcome, you become dangerous because you can no longer be controlled by fear. Today, we are going to deconstruct the art of detachment. We will not talk about suppressing your emotions or becoming a robot. We are talking about strategic emotional control. We are going to explore why silence is louder than words, why absence creates value, and how to become the person who is chased rather than the chaser. This is the guide to reclaiming your power. Law 1. The stench of desperation. In the animal kingdom, weakness is a signal for predation. If an animal is limping, panicked, or isolated, it becomes a target. Human beings are social animals, and we have evolved to detect social weakness just as sharply. There is nothing more repulsive to the human psyche than neediness. Neediness is an energy. It is a vibration that screams, "I am not enough on my own. I need you to complete me." When you are overly attached to a person, a job, or an outcome, you are signaling that your survival depends on it. In psychology, this lowers your perceived value. Think about economics. What happens when the market is flooded with a product? The price drops. If you are always available, always eager, and always trying to please, you have flooded the market with yourself. You have made your attention cheap. The moment you attach your happiness to someone else's validation, they hand them the remote control to your life. They push a button, you smile. They push another, you cry. You become a puppet, and nobody respects a puppet. They might play with it for a while, but eventually they will cut the strings. To become attractive, you must scrub the stench of desperation from your soul. You must internalize a simple, dark truth. You do not need them. You might want them, you might enjoy them, but you do not need them. This shift in mindset changes your body language, your tone of voice, and your micro-expressions. It creates a vacuum that others feel compelled to fill. Law 2. The power of the walkaway. In any negotiation, whether it is for a salary raise, a business deal, or the terms of a relationship, the person with the most power is the person who is most willing to walk away. This is the golden rule of power dynamics. If you cannot walk away, you have no leverage. You are a hostage. If you are afraid to lose the relationship, you will accept disrespect. If you are afraid to lose the job, you will accept exploitation. The art of detachment is the art of assessing your own value and setting a price. If the world is not willing to pay that price, you do not lower the price. You remove the product from the shelf. This is terrifying for most people because we are wired to fear loss. We have a scarcity mindset. We think, if I lose this person, I will be alone forever. If I lose this deal, I will go broke. But the abundance mindset realizes that the world is full of opportunities. When you genuinely believe that you can replace what you lose, you become fearless. When you are willing to walk away, something magical happens. The other party senses you're resolute. They realize they cannot manipulate you with fear. And often, in that very moment of you turning your back, they will chase you. They will offer you the raise. They will commit to the relationship. Why? Because human beings are terrified of losing something valuable. By walking away, you demonstrate your value. You prove that your self-respect is worth more to you than their approval. Law 3. Use absence to increase respect. The 16th law of Robert Greene's 48 Laws of Power states, use absence to increase respect and honor. The more you are seen and heard, the more common you appear. If you are always present, always texting back instantly, always saying yes to every invitation, you become part of the background noise. You become furniture. Familiarity breeds contempt. Detachment requires you to master the art of withdrawal. This doesn't mean playing childish games or ghosting people to be cruel. It means having a life so filled with purpose and mission that you are naturally unavailable. When you are constantly available, you are telling the world, my time has no value. But when you are scarce, your presence becomes a gift. Think of the sun. We appreciate it because it sets. If the sun never set, we would burn. We would curse it. We need the night to appreciate the day. You must be the sun. Give your warmth, shine your light, be charismatic and engaging, but then set, disappear, go back to your mission, go back to your self-improvement. Leave them wanting more. Leave them wondering what you are doing. Mystery is the heart of attraction. When you are detached, you are a mystery. When you are attached and needy, you are an open book that has already been read. Law 4. The Unmoved Mover. Stoicism. In ancient philosophy, there is a concept called the unmoved mover. It refers to a force that moves things, but it is not itself moved. In dark psychology, this is the ultimate state of emotional control. Most people are reactive. If someone insults them, they get angry. If someone ignores them, they get anxious. If someone compliments them, they get high. They are leaves blowing in the wind. Their emotional state is dictated by external events. To practice the art of detachment, you must become the rock, not the leaf. You must cultivate emotional autonomy. This means that your internal state is independent of external chaos. You observe the chaos, but you do not absorb it. When someone tries to provoke you and you remain calm, they are terrified of you. Silence is an uncomfortable mirror. When you don't react to their drama, they are forced to look at themselves. This is why the strong, silent type is a universal archetype of attractiveness. It implies that the person has such deep inner reserves of strength that petty external things cannot disturb their peace. Detachment is not about being cold-hearted. It is about having a heart that is protected by a fortress of logic and self-assurance. It is saying, I choose how I feel. You do not get to decide for me. Law 5. Focus on the mission, not the person. Why do so many men and women lose their identity in relationships? Why do they become clingy? It is because they lack a mission. If your life is a movie, you must be the main character. The main character has a goal: to save the world, to build an empire, to create art, to master a skill. The love interest is a part of the movie, but they are not the plot of the movie. When you make another person the sole focus of your existence, you place a burden on them that they cannot carry. You are asking them to be your God, your entertainment, and your purpose. Eventually, they will resent you for it. A detached person is attractive because they are on a path. They are moving towards something greater than themselves. People want to join you on your journey. They want to be part of your adventure. But if you stop your journey to sit at their feet and worship them, the adventure ends. The attraction dies. To be detached, you must be busy building your own kingdom.
When you are busy building, you don't have time to obsess over why they didn't text back in 10 minutes. You don't have time to stalk their social media. You are too busy executing your purpose. This focus makes you magnetic. Passion is contagious. Ambition is seductive. Desperation is not. Law 6. The magnetic shift. When you truly master these laws, a shift occurs. It is almost supernatural. The people who ignored you suddenly start reaching out. The opportunities that were closed suddenly open. The respect you craved is freely given. Why? Because you have signaled to the universe and to the psychology of those around you that you are high value. You have demonstrated that you are complete on your own. You have proven that you cannot be manipulated by fear of loss. You have shown that your time is scarce and your attention is a reward. But here is the final dark